Yes, yes. How we doing, guys? Just as we speak, it looks like it's going to absolutely lever it here in Manchester. On top of the tier 3. Thanks a lot, Mother Nature. Oh, how we doing, guys? Plenty of comments already. How are we doing? Oh, look. Oh. That's good to hear. Good to hear. But it's where's the money coming from? You know, does make you wonder now at this point. Everyone seems to be able to bail everyone out. We were skint before all this, weren't we? His ego got the better of him. Got the better of who? Pubs that serve meals. So Green King Gates, they'll be okay. Yes, that's right. Yes, is that Katie Jane? Katie Jane. Swallow. How we doing? Yes, Sarah. McTavish, you've actually come on time. McTavish, I don't know what you've done, mate, on a time management level. That's diploma shit right there, mate. You've made that happen today. Buzzing for you. Buzzing. It is, brother. Yes, well, brother. Whoever. Howdy. Good to see you on. Who else is on here? Yes, fraud and corruption. Hi, Sarah. Yes. How we do, Sarah? Yes. Neil Crafty Cockney. Notifications didn't show. I wonder why. You know what I mean? I'm not paranoid, but the world's after me. Mate, we know, don't we? Gotta still be up in life, still gotta be on it. But if you've got eyes that can see beyond the facade they're placing, then mate, yes, McDonald. Oh, McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Yes, Amanda, how we doing? Good to see you all. Thanks for jumping on. I'm just going to switch the light on because, like I say, it looks like we're going to get biblical showers here any minute. So just bear with me. Very unprofessional. Free in afternoon and turning light on. And big light as well. I've had to turn big light on at 3 o'clock in afternoon. What happening? Is that climate change? Oh, God. And let there be light. Yes. Hey, up. How you doing, David? Yes, Ron. How we doing, sir? Oh, you're joking? Oh, wow. Slipping in. Yes, Henry. Let there be light. Right. Thanks a lot, guys, for jumping on. Thank you very much for all your support, as ever. And as we know, what's going on, I'm Andy Burnham, held out. Particularly politically, I don't always align with this guy, and nor should I. As an individual, he got that position, whether he's got power, whether he can do anything with it, whether he actually sees what's going on. You know what I mean? What he did show is that he certainly wasn't going to capitulate. And that I give him full respect for. It shouldn't be a money thing. I mean, we shouldn't, in my opinion, we shouldn't be doing the tier 3 lockdown anyway. It almost certainly comes across that the justification for all this seems to be off the rise in cases. Not the rise in deaths, but the rise in cases. Even if there has been a spike in what is perceived to be COVID deaths, if you can truly say that is attributed to COVID, it's still minuscule on the grand scape of things. You've still got a high propensity of getting COVID and you just getting rid of it. The stats, I'm not here trying to throw conspiracy theories out. These are facts that we know. We've seen with our own eyes now. The figures tell us that. They can't deny that. And it's unfortunate that you've got a body of people in this country that still go with the program whilst them numbers are telling you we're getting less deaths, more cases, but the hospitalization and the deaths are less. So much less. Yes, Spark, how we doing? I mean, to be honest, it's almost like saying we're going to abolish the flu, isn't it? You know, you can't. You know, it will always come around. Now, for me, I'm not an epidemiologist, I'm not a biologist, and I'm probably not qualified to say, but it does appear now that this has been released. How long it's been here? It's probably been here far longer than they're saying. It's always going to be here. It probably always will rear its ugly head periodically. I don't think you can do a lot to stop that happening. Just like you can't do a lot to stop the flu popping up. We all get flu every now and then. Same again, I'm not totally trained in this, but what we can say is if we've got a good immune system, herd immunity will gradually sort this out, will it not? You will probably still get deaths, just like you will get deaths in the worst cases of people getting the flu every fucking year. Pardon my French. But then that doesn't negate the fact that you can actually eradicate this from probably 98 point something percent of the population with the herd immunity, with a good, strong immune system, eating well, drinking well, and sleeping well. So it's like, why aren't the initiatives steering more towards that? But then when you scrape it back and you listen to the World Economic Forum, they're telling you a different story, aren't they? Let's face it. But anyway, that's another subject. I don't want to go off topic too much. Wow. 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 4,000. What's going through their head? I mean, they're obviously thinking the better in society, are they? I'm sure they have to waver if anything goes wrong. They're fucked. I'm sure there's no comeback. And I'd like to see the figures of when they do test, how many actually it does do something bad. I'd love to see that. They never tell you about the clinical tests, and they might give you the success, but they don't tell you of the unsuccessful and break down the unsuccessful in terms of what side effects did that individual then have because of that vaccine. Can they truly collate that? Because you've got to live the rest of your life knowing that what it's doing what to your body. I don't, same again, maybe I'm not trained, I'm just using a common sense brain and rationale, you know? Yes, Anne, how we doing? How we doing? Darwinism in action. It's eugenics on steroids, isn't it? And the projection is so fast. I was talking about this with Mo. I don't know whether Mo's on earlier today. It's the rate in which it's been propelled over this past year. I mean, we've had to put up with so much shit, haven't we? From all different directions. We've had to get our head around COVID while all the different things on an election year as well, as far as Trump's concerned. So it's like so much. And then to find out you're being, well, we were always getting socially engineered, but the 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 wattage of the social engineering meter has just been cranked up. Like, fuck that. The needle's just like broke the meter now. It's fucking sparking right now, and it's like, and they're like, it's right, leave it, leave it. And other people go, oh no, no, go, no, leave it, leave it. That'll end up with what we want. Leave it. If it fucks it all up, don't matter. Leave it. Yes, yes, Mo. Thank you, Anne. Bless you. Bless you. Yes, Linda. Yes, my fellow French linguistic. Really? This private company are paying 100 quid for the shot to be a guinea pig. It's always about money, though, isn't it? It's always about money. I mean, this is like mafioso tactics, this. It was only yesterday's video that was talking about the World Economic Forum and using other financial tools like the IMF to have a supposed alleged debt fund that is paying off countries to stay in lockdown, to keep the people in a certain situation. So that fundamentally means denying that there's any other way of treating COVID, and certainly also denying the fact that we could actually go back to normal civilization. Because you know what they're going to do now? They're going to use this to try and further an agenda that's been in the pipeline since the 50s, at least purportedly. So we're now seeing the change. We're seeing a shift. We're seeing a shift right in front of our eyes. That probably 9/11, all the other, that they were all part. And this all sounds like conspiratorial now, but when you've got the head of the World Economic Forum coming out and saying that time for the reset, and then when he breaks down what exactly reset means and how he's gonna try and collude and manipulate children to get them to buy into this on the premise of saving the planet. That's sick. And that is almost like the ultimate leftist, and I'm not paradigmal, but that seems like so much a leftist trick to get at your kids to try and change civilization instead of just letting it nurture, getting people as prosperous as you possibly can. You know what I mean? No, let's totally 100% fucking game them. What do you do? Right, who's this now? Where we at? Anyone who's just jumped in as well? Hi, guys. I think you're right, Kev. And it's whether it's an intellectual one or a physical one. You know what I mean? I think an intellectual one is probably going to have more success. A physical one will get stomped down by the military complex in 2 minutes. And not only that, it will scare anyone else into fighting, in my opinion. So you've got to have people all on the same level, all standing up, and that's when you can't be touched because there's too many of you. There's not one person. But that's me. That's me. Total control. Yes, Michael. Afternoon, sir. Afternoon. Oh, big up. Big up the 85 in the chat. Yes. Well done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's great support, but I will get onto the story. And what I will say as well. Yes, Roz. Yes. What I will say as well, maybe at some point, is anyone from Manchester here in this chat? Is anyone a Mancunian like me who is in the chat at this moment in time, bro? It's all I want to know, bro. Yes, Tony. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Which part of Greater Manchester? I am in what you could actually say. I'm on the cusp of Manchester stroke Stockport. So I'm 2 minutes away from Gorton. 2 minutes away from Gorton. And Gorton is what part of Manchester would you say? Is it east? More east in Manchester? I grew up primarily in North Manchester, which is Miles Plain, which is probably about 4 miles from here. Right, here we go. Yeah, mank me, lad. Yeah, Sarah, ours a mank. Who else have we got who's a mank? We got our Stu Flex who's a mank. Yeah, we got Dingbat 1. Oh, where I went? Oh, I've just missed. East, mate. Tony C's from East. Banging. Oh, the chat's moving up, and every time it moves up, I press, and the one below it goes on instead of the one I want. It's twisting me melons, guys. Right. Where are we? East. Denton. Oh, look, it's done it again. I'm sure it's waiting for me to press it. Don't do it. Gorton. Gorton. Out there. Say, mate, we're neighbours. We're neighbours. We're neighbours. Tell your bro we're neighbours. Tell your bro we're neighbours, yo. I'm a neighbour, bro. Sorry. Moston, Heaven. Yes, Moston. I used to go to school there. Moston Brook, lad. Yeah, mate. Mr. Smith, the science teacher. What a sadistic motherfucker he was. And Mr. Arden, man, they called him toe caps for some reason. I don't know the fuck why. I never got to find out. But we had some proper sadistic teachers. But that's another subject. I wouldn't have changed it for the world. It was so much fun. Right. Okay. Saying lad. Easy, yo. Come on now. Stop doing this over-accentuation of the mank accent, bro. Because you know you don't talk like that in real life, bro. Yes. Yes. Look, all these mad soup. What is that? Right. Lank, force mank. Force mank? What do you mean force mank? What do you mean? That's sped. You're my mate. Do you mean force mank? There's nothing forced about being a mank, mate. It's in the blood, dude. You're either in or you're out. You're in or you're out. Forced. You know what I mean? Come on, that's sped. I don't want to open and wage a campaign against your ass, but seriously, an apology might be fucking worthwhile right now, son. What? Yes. Wow, has he jumped up? My God, yes. Yes, Kev. Yes. What's going on here? Right. Man, mash up. Right, so what I'm saying is, who would like to come in on the stream while we peruse through the bullshit that is the news? Who would like to? Bombing this lad, now forced here, mate. Yes, Anne. Forced, you know what I mean, Ante? What's going on? That's sped, mate. Seriously, you bobbed your head up and said the wrong thing at the wrong time, mate. I'm already triggering because of fucking Boris. And what? You forced? You forced? You fucking forced? Mate, I thought we were like that. I'm number 94. Yes. What has Phil got in his coffee? I've got my mate's knockout punch. Mate, you're right, straw man. He's doing it, and he's doing it to everyone, innit? He's doing it to everyone. And to stay out of all that, isn't it hard work? Isn't it hard work without getting caught up in even the counter to it, without getting caught up in that? It's like, man, staying on a level here is like almost impossible. Who thinks boom? oh, I've got to rate him. I mean, like I say, when I first come on YouTube, right, it was all about what had happened, the Manchester bombing, sadly. 22 people died, happened on the 22nd of May. It was my birthday. I'm like, what the fuck? Something on a numerology level, like something saying something there. And the way Andy Burnham carried himself off, he did act all leftist and just brushed anyone off that was kind of talking a different narrative. That was it. And he was going about labeling just like the rest of them. And I can't say I like that. And I can't say I agree with his old sense of politics. I can't say that I ultimately want him as mayor, although he's not personally affected me. Maybe some of his policies have on a drip down level, but as an individual, I'm not asked about him. Look at him. Seriously. You know, but I really respect the fact that he's gone, you know what? I'm not bending over and letting Boris shove something right up there. You know what I mean? Get out of there, Boris. Get out of my ass. Sorry, that was a bit over that. Right. So, what Mank is going to be on a level where we can jump in? Yes, Charlie. Guy Fawkes was innocent. Mate, I know it's coming that way, innit? And isn't it funny? It's nearly November. What footy team do I follow, mate? I follow Manchester United for all my sins. We had a really good game yesterday, though. And who'd have thought that? Who'd have thought that? I tell you. I was sat there, the wife was sat there, and we're like, if we get a draw, we'll be buzzing. We couldn't believe it. We went there and we kicked some PSG booty. And what could they do? It was a good job that they didn't have a stadium full of supporters, as they would have got owned in their own stadium full of their own fucking supporters. So they got spared that at least. Pardon me French. And I'm sorry, but I don't really have too much to celebrate about my team at this moment in time, right? And when something like that happens, when you thought that you were going to get lubed, I thought it. I thought we were going to come home with our heads down, and it didn't happen. And I think it's City's turn tonight, innit? Let's see what'll go on in. Have a look at this link, Phil. What link? There's no link that's actually come up on here, sir. Because I'm actually streaming through StreamYard. So, are you up? Mate, all players are, aren't they? I think they're still doing the... I don't really look at the kickoff. They've dropped the graphics of the Black Lives Matter. They've dropped the over-emphasizing it, but it's certainly there still. I know Gary Lineker was bowling on about parts of that angle within his show. I know they still take the knee at the semicircle before kickoff. I'm almost certain they still do it with every game. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. Right. Yeah, still dropping the knee. Yeah. Hunter Biden. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Wow. I know. Let me get on this. Let me get on this because it's not fair putting a stream out saying, hey, we're going to talk about apples. And then we get in going, fuck that. I'm talking about oranges. And I don't think that's going to work with you. I think it's going to be like, dude, I've just had oranges. Get talking about apples, bro. So, apples it is. Sick of sports. Oh, sick of sports, political BS. I'll just play the damn game. Oh, geez, right. I'm not talking about it anymore then. No more shall I discuss that. Okay, let's get on the subject in hand. And the subject in hand is going to be this. Let's hear what Andy has got to say, right? This was the original statement he put out.
By a tier 3 lockdown. It is people working in pubs, in bookies, driving taxis, people too often forgotten by those in power. But this city region has never walked on by, and it never will. At the start,
the funeral industry has been ripping off the public for more than a decade.
Are you having a fucking laugh?
The majority of people don't know this.
Get off!
of these negotiations,
This is what I fucking hate about monetized clips. When it does shit like that, I was engrossed. I'm sorry, pardon me French, but you know how annoying that is.
together with the leaders of our councils, we made a commitment to all of those people that we would look out for them and stand up for what is right. It cannot be right. It cannot be right to close people's place of work, to shut somebody's business without giving them proper support so that they can look after themselves, their families, through a very challenging winter that lies ahead of us. So we've been clear throughout. We could only accept further restrictions with full financial support. We put forward a costed package of measures, a detailed package of measures, but in particular to support people on the lowest incomes and people who are self-employed. £15 million a month was what we costed, was needed to support people across the 10 boroughs that make up Greater Manchester.
15 million a month. You don't even want to do this for a weekend. Tier 3 shit. When you look at how it's impacting on the psyche, on individuals, when you talk about a month, how long are we talking? Life is already dramatically changing, but how long are we talking here now, guys?
These will be people who would need support to top up the furlough to 80%, recognising that people can't live on 2/3 of their wages. People who are self-employed also with 80% of their income so that they could make ends meet. That was the commitment that we made. So this would cost £90 million to the end of the financial year. In negotiations with the government, we were prepared to reduce our request to 75 million, and we even were prepared to go even lower, 65 million as the bare minimum, to prevent a winter of real hardship here. That is what we believe we needed to prevent poverty, to prevent hardship, to prevent homelessness.
I mean, he's using all the buzzwords, isn't it? Manchester's full of homeless. So it's nice you're saying that. I mean, I'd like to know that he's doing initiatives for the current homeless that are dotted all over the place, that are living in shop windows, shop doorways all over, that are getting moved on. And, you know, that has its own ecosystem within Manchester. So at this point, as much as I feel is sticking up for the Mancunians and Greater Manchester, there's an element of where he's being political here. He's using the political buzzwords, but if he really had a true intent on dealing with poverty, then why are these still on the streets? Why are they? It's the saddest fucking thing. I'll come out the shop here to the shop, and there's an homeless guy sat on the floor. I'll go to the Asda there, and there's an homeless guy sat on the floor. I very rarely give them money, but what I will do, if I've got the change, I will buy them a packet of biscuits or something, just whatever I can grab while I'm in that shop, and then just hand it to them. And the look on the fucking faces when you do that, you know what I mean? He might have been expecting money, but this is, you know, I'm not knocking him, but, you know, I know the system's fucked, and I know you can't look after everyone, but we've still got winners and losers within Mancunians, haven't we? You know what I mean? Like every other city. So, yeah, it's nice that you're trumpeting because you want to stop poverty, but we've got it running right throughout. And this will exacerbate it. So he has got a major point, and I'm not knocking him. I'm just kind of saying it. It's an element of double standards with that.
Were the figures that we had, not what we wanted, what we needed to prevent all of those things happening. But the government refused to accept this. And at 2 o'clock today, they walked away from negotiations.
Right. So they walked away. It's, you think of the impact, you know, and the one thing I will say about Andy Burnham, whether we like him or not, whether we want him as a mayor or not, there's been plenty of politicians that come out and talk in such a technocratic, cold, objective manner. And he's not doing that. He's not. You've got Boris on the other hand. All right, mate. See you later, geezer. See you later. Thanks a lot. You've got Boris on the other hand. It's just got a cold element about it. You know, maybe he might slip in the odd apology. Maybe he might try and articulate that how he understands how people feel. Does he truly? It is forcing through what I regard as a globalist agenda. This is where I once thought you could actually align Trump and Boris, as in mentally they want to break away from what is the system. I think Trump in many ways is doing that. Whether he's all about that, I can't honestly say that. But I think Boris is just going with the program. And I think he's going to take us to somewhere. That's what I personally feel. Is that paranoia? I've no idea. Boris looks scared. Well, you know, mate, he must know the suicide rate. He must know how people are feeling. How will you be feeling now? Let's fucking own this. We're all gutted. As much as we're activating, this is so shit. On a DEFCON level, it's DEFCON fucking 9.5, innit? On a level of being shit. On a level of just extracting any goodness, any kind of forward thinking. You don't even know what you're doing for Christmas. Are we going to get a Christmas? When you've got that on a society that the majority of them are law-abiding and still try and be happy within their own personal lives and bond meaningful relationships, and you've just stomped on the lot of that. And he's just going, well, sorry, we fucking warned you, Tier 3 it is. And it's like, Boris, at this point, mate, you're getting away with it. But at what point, at what line in the sand is it going to be for the average individual now to go, he's fucked my life up enough over this? And this doesn't mean going out with weapons and try to take people down. I've been having conversation with people that are fucking ready. Let me tell you, I'm more of a pacifist. I like to use my brains rather than my brawn. I'm ready. I'm ready for an intellectual fight. I'm at the bus stop. I'm just waiting for the fucking bus. But what's the line going to be for the average individual that's just sucking up this shit, where their life's been turned upside down? I mean, shops, little shops. I know there's money, there's probably packages, and that's fair play. I mean, let's look at it this way. If this was other countries that are not giving out this subsidy, they're even worse. And it's like, these elites, there's an element of coldness. I like Boris, apart from PM. He has a good family. He just doesn't quite understand how we live. Burnham toes the line. You know, I know, Bill, but you know what, Bill? You know, that almost sounds like a topsy-turvy statement. And you got a right for that opinion, and I respect that opinion. So but from my way of looking at it, I like Boris for PM. He has a good family. He just doesn't quite understand how we live. So you're kind of glorifying him a bit. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's up to you. It's a personal thing, sir, and that's fine. But then you're tossing off Burnham. And out of the two at the moment, fucking hell. I know who I'd want to be sat having a drink with at this moment in time, and it's not fucking Boris Johnson, right? Put it this way, if Boris was anywhere near me now, his hair would look a lot fucking messier, yeah? Because you know what I'd have to do? I'd have to get him in a headlock and give him that fucking knuckle on the top of his crown. And honestly, I like, man, I've never known a prime minister instill implementations to the nation of this magnitude. I've fucking never known it. Most of us have never known it, unless you were around the Second World War and certain things. And so, man, I know it's a lot, and I know you can't ultimately, but when Boris, if he alludes to the old systems broke and we need to rebuild from this, then what do you make of that? Is he then aligning himself with the World Economic Forum for this fucking great reset? Yes, mate. Well done. Well done. Fair enough, Bill. Fair enough. Do you think we'll see Blue Pill Phil on April the 1st? Never think about that. Think about that. Let me think about that. It's all over. Yeah, mate, you're right. You are right. You are right. It's there. It's there in your face. So let me now go to the guy that I would most like to give a head knuckle rap to at this moment in time. It deserves it. It deserves it. Don't like doing it, but if the fucking knuckle fits the head, then you deserve it.
Greater Manchester will move to the very high alert level. We tried to get an approach with local leaders in Greater Manchester. Unfortunately, agreement wasn't reached, and I do regret this. I know that these restrictions are tough, both on businesses and individuals, and believe me, no one wants to be putting these things into effect. That's why we're also enacting a comprehensive package of support.
Basically, that's what he's saying, isn't it? He's saying, suck it up, Buttercup. I know it's hard, but just get over it. And how do you feel? I mean, personally, I'll admit, in terms of going out, I don't really go out. So my life is not massively impacted anyway. My nightclub days, yeah, whatever. You're lucky if I went out to a nightclub once a year over the past 3 or 4 years. I'm just not there anymore. I've got my decks here. I don't need nightclubs, you know what I mean? But we go out for meals. We do all that. That stopped. Travel stopped. Watching people mask up, you know, all has an effect. So what price do you pay for that? And then, suck it up, Buttercup. At what point are people just going to drop it and everyone's going to go, oh, well, that's fine. Let's just all get together again. You know what I mean? So Well, that's how he's coming across, mate. To me, and I don't want to get conspiratorial, but you can only go off actions. And I don't think he's serving his people in the best way here, personally, particularly when you break down the COVID itself. And I'm not a scientist, but in my opinion, herd immunity is sorting this shit out. I do believe that. I might be wrong for saying that. I miss dancing. I know, Linda. You know what I mean? When are we going to get that now? You're going to have to socially distance dance. How do you socially distance dance? What? Outside? The DJ's in there. I'm out here. So you're just listening to muffles and you're just swaying to muffles. Fucking stood behind some duct tape. Like, is this it? With your visor on? Probably a Viz vest. You know what I mean? You can't be having glow sticks because you might be projecting some fucking COVID shit about. So you're going to have to protect yourself up. PPE. PPE is good for me. COVID. Oh, fucking shit, innit? Shit. Sorry, guys. Yes, I have. Yeah, I think I've done a video featuring some of that. A few videos ago. Nothing social about distancing. Well, that's semantics for you, sir. Can't argue with that. Socially distancing, that's conditioning people to not want to be with one another now, isn't it? Right. I'm going to tell you something and see if you think this is the consequences of fear, right? My wife works in the centre of Manchester in an office. In order to get to office, she has to use a lift, right? She was telling me one of her colleagues come up to her in a break and articulated that she went to use the lift, right? Pressed the button, stood there. The lift doors open, right? There was a guy with a suit on. Preferably, you would say he's working there on one of the floors. I think there's different businesses, different whatever levels, whatever. He's in the lift. She said to him, he's got a suit on and he's got a visor on. Not a mask, a visor, right? She said to him, is it okay if I get in the lift, right? Which he duly said, yes. Right? He's got a visor on. She gets in the lift, goes to the back of the lift. Do you know what he does? He walks to the front of the lift and faces the corner of the lift. Do you understand what I mean? Like he's been sent to the naughty corner. He's got a visor on and he stood and faced the corner with his back to this woman. And, you know, what do you do? Really? Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I mean, that's the psyche though, isn't it? Auntie, that's the psyche now. It's embedded in people. So how do you shake that off? Even if you get a vaccine, is a vaccine going to shake that off? Society has been traumatized, hasn't it? It's the propaganda has been a shock trauma. It's like Clockwork Orange, where you've had your eyes open, you've had fucking 10 minutes of just ultimate flickering, and we're all in that kind of vibe now. We've been shocked. And I've never known. Never known. I mean, if any of you want to tell me a situation where this country has been nationally shocked like this, in order where each and every part of their life has dramatically been changed to this effect, I don't know. 9/11 didn't come anywhere near this, and that was mammoth. Well, yeah, you're right, Linda. You're right. You're right, and it's so softly done. It's genius. It's genius when you break it down, in it. You know what I mean? How they've been able to do this, how they can actually get people to think, you know what, I'll buy into this. So when you've got the man at the top in the World Economic Forum who says, in his own words, he's opening a social contract with the younger generation. He said it. It means he's brainwashing your kids to believe that if you want to save the planet, little one, buy into this fucking new reset that we're going to do. It's like, what? What? I saw a lady on the bus the other day with a mask on and a visor and rubber gloves. Oh, God. And this, you ain't going to shake that shit out of people that quickly. You'll get people like us that'll be like, really? If there was logic to it, I get it. I'll protect myself all day long when it's needed. But when I see it's a load of BS, no. Seriously? Oh, Charlie, you know what? Thank you, sir. I had believe it or not, I did have a friend that I was chatting to that's in here now, Mo, and he said the same thing just today. He said, mate, get a super chat going. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm actually working. And the bottom line is, I don't want to be charging people. I mean, honestly, you get all this content, free gratis, you know, and I love it. I love the fact that I'm not obliged to do anything, but I'm doing it because I love doing it. I love the fact that you support me doing what I'm doing, and in many ways you'll help. In many ways, I get a lot of information which I make videos from you guys. So you kind of actually self-perpetuate this. Your constant support and love keeps me inspired to keep going as well, you know? But the money aspects, I'm like, I'm earning. You know, I do drop wages because I'm fucking running about and coming home early, jumping on streams when I probably should be staying work later and take the odd Saturday off to do here and there. And so I do, but I can kind of level that out. You know, I've got to think of the lowest nomination here now. That is someone who's just lost a fucking job. Someone who's just, you know, on a prolonged furlough. Someone who's just had a little business and it's like, forget about fucking opening that. I want them to be able to watch this without me going, well, give me some money first. And that's it. I don't want any obligation, but I hear what you're saying, mate. At some point, maybe in the future, but I don't, I'm earning. If it dramatically reduces, then, you know, a bit of subsidy, but no, I don't want to do it. You know, I don't want to be like, I just don't. But I hear what you're saying, and thank you. Thank you very much, because that means that you're actually thinking about it. And thinking about it means that you're supporting what I'm doing. So I can't knock that. You know what I mean? Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Fair point. Fair point. Well, it is. And you know what, Gerald? That's why I do try and not do that myself as well with my chats. I don't, you know, it's hard when you're talking about low subjects to not come across as if you're doing that. But to have a higher energy about it, you know what I mean? We're all still living, we're all still human, we've all brains, we've all got our own universe inside of us. Honestly, if we could only realize how much fucking goddamn power the fucking human race has fucking got, pardon my fucking French. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like doing. Going round on a slap-a-thon, slapping power back into fucking society. I know I can't do it. I can't do it, and I'm not going to do it, but I want to do it. I so want to do it. Oh. Eamon Holmes just said, I sent the dog away for a DNA test and something strange happened. I said, yeah, come back COVID positive. Oh, look, Charlie's on it. Charlie's on it. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly, guys. Spark. You know the pain. Yeah, and that's all it is. We're all sharing. This is our shared truth. You know what I mean? People say there's no shared truth anymore. There's a fucking shared truth. We're being bumfucked. That's the shared truth. Seriously. Seriously. And I'd love anyone to tell us within this system we currently live in that the average individual isn't getting bumfucked. Seriously. And that was pre-COVID. I could break it down in so many ways on why you're getting scummed. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it is. Let's say it as it is. But on a positive level, guys, isn't the world a beautiful place? Don't we live on a lovely, lush, green fucking island? And it is. And I love it. And it's funny about this because it got me thinking. It got me thinking. And I posed a question to Mo today. And I'm like, Mo, I didn't even want to say this, but I've got to because I'm thinking it. Does everything I feel now go against patriotism? And he broke it down. What he loves, the people of this country. Is that patriotism? Now, not to say I am unpatriotic, I'm not. I love England and its people. But unfortunately, the ruling class that is running this country, that is currently got the power and controlling what is our country. So for me to honestly say I am a true patriot and I love my country, when I'm being scummed as quickly as I'm forming each letter for each word of that sentence, I don't know whether I can say I love my country. I love the people of this country. Now, I don't know whether that makes sense, and I don't want to come across as if I am turning against my country. I love people. Happy mates, Canadians and our country. I'll take it you're Canadian then, Linda, unless Boris has got a bee in his bonnet about Canadians. I gotta be in my bonnet by Canadians. Gotta be in my bonnet by Canadians. Yeah, well, I've seen it. I've seen it. There's some vicious restrictions coming out there. I'm seeing politicians asking questions in your parliament and they're getting batted the fuck. Sit the fuck down. Pardon my French. Sit down. Who cares about being patriotic? All the people of this world are brothers and sisters. All this patriotic attitude are given to us, to the evil powers that can help their divide and rule games. You have got a point, Spark, and at some level, you are right. You are right, because ultimately it puts you in a pie, doesn't it? Ultimately, it does. You know, you're pitting against other countries, and with all the globe, with all humanity, and if we are the 99%, imagine the 99% of the globe just getting up now and going, fuck y'all. Fuck them elites. I'm coming in, you know? And then what you're saying, which I do believe, we all have our preconceived notions and we all tend to have our own biases about our own country. So ultimately, you are, by doing that, as much as you're being proud for where you come from, there's an element of you're isolating yourself from the external as well, just like other countries will do. I'm not saying that we're the only ones that do it. You go to Brazil, they're very patriotic. They'll look at the Brits. Oh, you Brits. Oh, you Brits. Oh, you Brits drink too much. And since when does a Brazilian sound like this, amigo? That's more like a crazy fucking Mexicano, Red Pill Phil. What you doing, man? You butchering all the fucking accents, man. Oh, sorry. Should have took my tablet before I come on. Right. What have I got? I've got something else to show you. I've got to show you. If you don't know, particularly if you're living in Greater Manchester, you're going to have to get to know, aren't you? The guidelines of Tier 3. Apparently. Is this Tier 3? Is this the one? Yeah, this is it. Let me get into that comment and remove that comment. Take that drink off, Phil. Hey, Phil, put that drink down, man. You're going live, man. What are you doing? You're going to get people thinking you're crazy, Phil. Are you crazy, Phil? Do you need to sit down, Phil? Of course I need to fucking sit down. Track and trace. Jesus. Oh. Right. So, Greater Manchester, Greater Mancunians, yo. Tier 3, very high. Further measures may be agreed locally, and we'll tell you when we want to tell you on a need to know. So just give it a rest, all right? Stop moaning. No household mixing indoors or outdoors in hospitality venues or fucking gardens. Do you hear me? Are you listening? Mancunians, no fucking gardens. If you've got a backyard, I'm talking about that as well, bro. The rule of 6 applies in outdoor public spaces like parks. So if I even get a whiff of 7 of you, seriously, bro, shit is gonna go down. The whole weight of the government is gonna come down on your ass. Contract Trace is gonna contact you. Pubs and bars serving meals, they're gonna be closed, bro. They're gonna be closed, bro. Don't think about it, bro. Suck it up, bro. I know it must be hard. Life is fucking hard, bro. I've been up early this morning. I've had a right shit day, so don't tell me how hard life is. Pubs and bars not serving meals, they're closed, bro. So get your head round it, queue up behind some duct tape, get some spuds from fucking Tesco's, get them in the oven, and get your tea on, lad. All right? You don't need to go out, bro. All the devices are at home for your convenience, bro. So forget it. Life's going to be different now, bro. Guidance against travelling in and out the area. In and out the area. I don't know who you think you are. You think you can just waltz about the fucking place. Seriously? Not happening anymore, bro. Locking that shit down. We've gone in for Yorkshire and we're coming for the whole fucking nation, bro. mate, it feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like a totalitarian state. Totalitarian. What the fuck? Can't believe I'm singing that. You know what I mean? Oh, mate. Yes, V. How we doing? Yes. Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. So, yeah, I'm not saying we're fucked. We're not fucked. You know, we're not fucked. We can fight this. Depends how you want to fight it, doesn't it? And that's tier 2. No mixing. Rule of 6. Pubs and restaurants shut at 10. Seriously, That's going to cure the world, innit? This is more like it. Globalist elites' post-COVID vision for humanity is satanic and anti-human, while the World Economic Forum is not actually promoting the idea that humans should cease to exist. In so many words, the idea is there for everyone to consider. You now got to get your head around that you're just being punked. You're being punked. August 14th, 2020. The World Economic Forum. What it had to say about COVID post-era. It is open using an epidemic of fear surrounding the Wuhan coronavirus in order to push the world into a specific direction. Not a direction you're gonna fucking want, guys, but a direction. In particular, through the promotion of the Great Reset, planned for next January. Yeah, guys, happy new fucking year. The Great Reset. If you thought 2020 was bad, 2021 is going to kick you up the ass soon as you say Happy New Year. What the fuck? Together with the International Monetary Fund and the Prince of Wales. The Prince of fucking Wales is involved in this. Oh, yeah. And Prince Charles wants to fuck us up the ass, too. Prince Philip also hates every goddamn one of us. Oh, and let's not forget, the Queen is a fucking Nazi. Oh, my God. Why am I not a patriot anymore? Oh, it's coming to fruition because we're being fucked over by the elites. I'm losing it. Regular tracking of the webforum.org website gives you foresight, foretaste, for fucking of the world of the future as favored by the globalist community. The World Economic Forum recently published a flattering presentation of Untapped, a push towards long-standing social distancing, as promoted by South Korea. It also suggested 5 novels by ecological themes as must-reads. So it's pushing you into a socialist agenda. And it's telling your kids, if you want to save the planet, kids, if your mommy and daddy disagree with this, it's time that you did not agree with mommy and daddy. Oh. One of them features a heroine who commits suicide in the middle of a conference to show that the only disappearance of humanity can save trees on our planet. So, I mean, see what I mean? See how they're pushing the agenda of nature? The sick fucks. And who says the Georgia Guidestones is not real? Who calls me a tinfoil hat wearer now? Oh, saw that. Saw that. Cats are nice. What? Cats are lovely, yeah. We've got 2 of them. And I better not say anything at this point. Last time I spoke about cats, it got me in the shit. So cats are beautiful. I love them. I wouldn't eat one for dinner. Let's leave it at that. Oh, mate, you're right. Dodgy stuff. Yes, Red Lioness. It's officially gone. It's officially gone. There's only one thing left to do. Put your striped boxer shorts on. Take your fucking shoes and socks off. Leg it up the street. Leg it up the street. And just see if that comes across as any more fucking irrational than what you're actually seeing on the street right now. Because it's that crazy, right? I tell you what, it's that crazy. Some geezer walking or driving a car on his own car with a mask on. Me walking and running up the street, legging it up the street, start bollock naked is not even strange anymore. Get on that. I'd be like, oh, that's fucking now. Look at him with a mask on. That's how crazy the world is. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Red Lioness. I was about to say the same thing, but I didn't want to sound offensive to the guy. Mate, don't worry. Honestly, everyone's called saying I've lost the plot. It's official. It's fucking official. It's official. The only way I'm going to get through this is, you know what I mean? Most people just sit down, put a blanket on them, and just take the tablets. I don't. I'll go live. Like, and then I just like fucking go back to folding my clothes and making tea afterwards. So it's like, right, okay, there's my therapy. I hope it doesn't do you guys any damage. Oh, yeah, Red Lioness. You know what I mean? Yes, Junior. I wouldn't eat a dog. Well, you know, I'm not going there. Because talking about pets, particularly devouring them, is not a wise thing to do in a society that pretty much cares about pets more than it cares about fucking kids. You know what I mean? It's kind of not clever. Oh, but I'm a doctor. Here we go. Rob's on it. See, we're all in the same boat. Just a gaga stream, innit? Put your nappy on, go crazy for an hour, right? Then, you know, turn the stream off and just return to normal life. No one needs to know nothing. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Electric shock therapy. I don't even know whether that'd work, Gobo. Seriously. I'd need some fucking high voltage to get me out of this mind frame where I'm like, what? How many shocks do you need now? I'd need to be lobotomized to actually fit it. We're talking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, aren't we? Let's talk about that. That's where we're at. We're Jack Nicholson, Jack Nicholas, whatever his name is. We've just been admitted to a car. We thought we were being slick. We thought we were getting away with proper hard jail time. No, because now we're going to pharmaceuticalize your ass. Now you're going to be wearing a nappy within 6 months. And it's like, what? But before all that happens, you're actually saying, and everyone around you like, get all over the place. You try to articulate it, but no one's listening. And then all of a sudden, the needle comes out. And before you know it, you're there. And then you've got your mate who throws a fucking fridge out the window and legs it and fucking leaves you there. It's like, nice one, bro. Nice one, bro. You're a big hard man, but you fucked off and left me there, bro. Got your back there, bro. If it happens to you, I've got your back, bro. Oh, moral of the story is, don't get involved with big mates that then throw a fridge through the fucking window and then leave you in the shit. You know what I mean? Potty pill. I'm going there, aren't I? Sort it out, Phil. Sort it out. Oh, right. Have I got anything left to? Oh, I became a conspiracy theorist at 8:47 on September. You know what, Dawn? I probably became that before that, if I'm going to be honest. When I started firstly researching into what is regarded as UFOs and all that phenomena, that's when I came as conspiracy theorist. When I started looking after that then into ancient civilizations, that's when I started. When I started noticing that they were astro-aligned, but yet these were made by slaves with hammer and a bit of fucking, not hammer, like they had a hammer, like a bit of rock and a chisel. Seriously, masters of trigonometry, geometry, harness the earth and what it could do. Astrology, obviously on it, but yet they didn't have a wheel, but yeah. So yeah, I've been a conspiracy theorist, if we want to class it as that, on so many different topics. And the mind kind of consciousness and where we're at, where you can see it. You know what I mean? That's a red pilling. Stand at a bus stop for 5 minutes. Fucking hell, that's a red pilling. When you're watching individuals, not saying I'm, I go a bit, look at me. I'm running up and down the street in my striped boxer shorts at this point. Yes, definitely, mate. Definitely. Yes, Linda. You're all right. You're all right. So let me see if there's anything I need to show you. I'm not sure if there is. I think I've kind of shown you. There's only one thing I really think about, right? Well, no. My family, paramount. After that, I would sell out. The only thing I would sell out the whole human race for, and this might not come across well, but the only reason, right, I would sell out the whole human race is for this. For that. For that. That's the cause we're fighting for. Don't be touching me vinyl. Don't be touching me records, right? You touch me records and I'm going to go left there. Fucking like that. Yeah. All of a sudden, black balaclavas on and I'm off. I'm off. Don't touch me records. So, guys, I am going to bid you a goodbye. Still waiting for what? Okay. We are all in the spider's web. How do we get out? Realizing it in it is the ultimate. With any problem, you have to troubleshoot. You have to weigh up the pros and cons. You have to think of how you can navigate. How do you get through a canal that is full of reeds? What is the most logical? How does a water travel down a hill? It flows with the least path of resistance. And that's the logic for me. Any fight has to be done with the least path of resistance. Now, for me, ultimately, violence is full front on. And that is the worst path of resistance. So I guess it's a question of psychologically turning it and getting people to wake up, whether that is truly happening. Don't forget, guys, even if we feel over the last whatever years you've been researching and looking into stuff and you've been what you consider pilled, if people in the numbers wasn't woke up, this would be waking up people. There's going to be a line in the sand, isn't there? There's going to be a line in the sand. Just giving my 20-year-old my vinyl collection. Yes, yes, mate. Tell him if he's got any bangers he wants to throw my way. Yeah, we can do some business. We can do some business. Yes, Linda. That's what a normal society needs. You know what I mean? And the fact that we haven't got any of that anymore, or we have in little bits, but then in many ways we don't. And that the many ways that we don't, we can see how that's having a negative impact on society, innit? You know what I mean? And that's like, what? Yeah, feel for me. Mate, don't feel for me, dude. We're all in the same shit. And mate, no. You know what? I crave positivity. And this chat, we're all the same. We all crave the positivity, and we know a positive life is not only more prosperous for you, it's not only more healthy in a confrontational scenario. Being positive is also better. So you win on all counts. Unfortunately, that positivity is hard to ascertain when you've got so much low negativity being thrust upon you with guidelines, with Teir 3, with this, with that. It exacerbates. It does. If someone keeps slapping you, you're going to slap them back at some point. And that's the thing where we're at. It's like, mate, you do that one more time. It's like, mate, I told you. You know, and it's like, dude, there's only so many you can administer to the freaking country without the country, right? We're slapping back here, but in a civil way, in a way that is not going to frighten people waking up. That's what I think. I think all you people now that are not red pill, go along to get along. You are what I regard as true conformist, even if it's detrimental to their own life. If they see elements of people going, right, we're going to town hall, we're going to kick some fucking police show, how are you going to encourage them to wake up and come out? They're going to go, really? So then when the World Economic Forum is then talking about polarities, it's then talking about extremism and racism that is happening through the current system under COVID. You've given the attitude, you give them the ammunition, haven't you? Because they'll go, look, we're telling you, this is what's happening under the current system. We can close this shit down. And that's what makes me feel that almost that attitude is problem, reaction, solution. You're giving them what they want. You're giving them what they want. But that's my opinion. That I might be wrong. It's right, dude. It's right. If we all rise up in an intellectual, conscious way, who can stop you? Who can fucking stop you? But I keep saying it. And, you know, I guess it starts with a live, doesn't it? Starts with a live, Phil. Yeah. Were you threatening to run up and down the street with your striped boxer shorts, screaming obscenities at people? Meanwhile, people are driving past in their own car with masks on, Phil. Yeah, the world's just going to flip with one life, Phil. Going to need more than that, Phil. It's right, isn't it? It's right. So if I had 110 billion, it'd be like, we need to enforce like a slap light patrol that can go about slapping consciousness back into people. And come on, man. It's like, what is it like? Game of Thrones. But instead of doing that, you just tap round the head. Rise, rise, rise. Come on. Fucking about. Oh. Yeah, you know, you're right, Red Lioness. And I think Mandy, our auntie said it as well. You're right. If anyone's really thinking now, I'm not saying run for the hills, but it's time to start thinking in more self-sufficient modes. How can you live your life in a self-sufficient manner where you're still part? Because ultimately, the way the World Economic Forum wants to go, it wants to bring the vaccine in. By bringing the vaccine in, it wants to introduce that digital passport. So then it'll have a two-tier life. The people who take the vaccine and take it up the arse inevitably will have the passport to life. We'll be able to travel, we'll be able to go out and do things, go to concerts. The people that are probably going to be like us, regarded as dissidents, we're not going to get that passport. So this is what they want, and they can only get it if we give it. Let's look at it like that. They can only get it if our kids are stupid enough to go, yeah, this is a good idea, actually. So this is where we've got the power. This is where we go, listen, kids, sit down. You know that World Economic Forum? If you never heard of any of them, it's like we need to introduce to the kids, get on this, and then I'm getting off. Introduce to the kids the new bogeyman. The new bogeyman is that German git. Yeah? The World Economic Forum. They're the bogeymen. So when you're telling stories to your kids with a fucking torch in the like, the World Economic Forum is coming for you kids. It's coming for you. None of us are good. We'll fight this shit, Linda. We'll fight it. Intellectually fight it. Seriously? Yes. 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 Proper villain. Klaus Svap. Klaus Slap. How about that? How about that? How many people would want to give him a happy slap right now? And I don't condone violence and I don't advocate it. So I'm not saying get on the first fucking train with a mask on, go and find Mr. Schlout and give him a happy slap, because I don't want that on my toes. You know, seriously. But metaphorically speaking, mate, I'm the first in the fucking queue behind that duct tape. Seriously. You're right there. Right, so I'm going to get going, guys. You're right. You're right. Could stay on here all night because it's really good chat. You bring in some really good points up. Hey, happy slappings now took steroids. Yeah. You're right. Yes, Dave, you're right. You know, he's like a world leader that's fucking rubbing a cap. Yeah, it's like... Sorry, Tony Bugle, you're not going to like me for doing this. Sorry. I know you Rochdale citizens, you know what I mean? Sorry, Marias. But he's like this, isn't he? He's like the dean. He's like, yeah, we're going to get the world under our control, guys. We can get all the financial instruments in place. We've got the surveillance state almost in place. We need just to get them, Phil. We need to get them. Are you going to help me, Phil? Are you going to jump on board with what's going on, Phil? And you can tell all these guys, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Stick with us, guys. You can be one of the 500,000. How would you like that, guys? How would you like that? Even if he says that, you know what will happen? As soon as his grope power becomes a reality, he's going to fuck you off. He's going to send you to the gulag. See, he doesn't want you. And why am I stroking an elephant's back like this? Because it looks so weird at this point, Phil. Oh, can't take the man seriously while he... Mate, every bit of information I've give you now over this hour has now been discredited for my fetish for rubbing cuddly toys. Surely. Nice one, Tony. Nice one, guys. I'm going to get going myself. Yeah, that's how we're going to leave it. Mental revolution for me. So I've loved this chat, guys. As ever, it's full of high vibration, and we've tore the world apart, but we're still smiling, aren't we? And we can go back to our normal lives, and we can deal with this shit. We certainly can. So with this, I will have to make an apology to Jupiter, because I was supposed to interview and have a chat with Jupiter tonight. That's been forwarded now to the weekend. So I do apologize to Jupiter for that. Thank you all for jumping in the chat. Also, I've just been in touch with a lovely guy, Double LMC. He was a guy who featured in a video I done regarding Serco a couple of weeks ago. And I will be doing some form of a stream, stroke interview, chat, whatever it is, with him as well. He's got so much information. He sounds well on it. So I'd love to hear what he's about. So there's plenty more shizzle in the nizzle, if you know what I'm saying. So nice one, guys. Thanks for your company. Thanks for your love. And as ever, always has to end with this. I love you all.
I love you. 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 I love you.
Even the pissing haters.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.